Good evening. I've been thinking a lot about standing up against injustice and the nature of leadership. And as I thought about this, I turned to the parsha this week, Shemot, which talks about Moses, but actually really focuses on six heroic women. And we're taught by our tradition that it was for the sake of these six heroic women that our ancestors, and thus we ourselves, were redeemed from Egypt. Shemot begins with one of the significant political confrontations of the Bible. 400 years of slavery was only one part of Egypt's systematic persecution of the Israelites. Even worse was the murder of the male babies, which Pharaoh instituted to destroy the people. Together, Moses and Aaron stand up to Pharaoh and courageously lead the children of Israel from slavery to freedom. Yet the rabbis remind us that none of this would have been possible without the courage of six pious women. Indeed, they teach us that the exodus from Egypt was merited only because of their actions. Almost at the very beginning of the Parsha, we read of the courage of Shifra and Puah, the midwives to the Israelites. Pharaoh orders them to kill all the male children, a deed which they know they will not be willing to perform. Their awe of God is far greater than their fear of Pharaoh. Theirs is the first act of resistance against injustice, as they risk themselves to save the Israelite babies' lives. One modern commentary on this text notes, even before there was such a thing as the Hippocratic Oath, these caregivers knew the first-hand importance of do no harm. Still intent on destroying the Israelites, Pharaoh again orders the death of male babies. Yet again, however, two women challenge the powerful king. Yocheved, the mother of Moses, and Miriam, his sister, save the baby Moses, at first hiding him in secret, and later by placing the baby in a small boat, ready to be rescued from the Nile. Nothing, however, was left to chance. After Yocheved placed the ark in the river, Miriam watched over the child till Pharaoh's daughter drew him from the Nile. Miriam even has the quickness of mind to suggest to Pharaoh's daughter that Yocheved raised the child as his wet nurse. Miriam, however, is far more than just a loyal and protective sister. She is a prophetess who brought hope to her people, foretelling that Moses would redeem the Israelites from slavery. With her brothers Moses and Aaron, Miriam would then constitute a nearly unbeatable leadership team, leading the people through the sea and almost to the promised land. During this long journey, Miriam continued to bring hope to her people through her music and through sweet water of a mysterious well that followed her throughout the Sinai desert. Was it fortuitous that Pharaoh's daughter would rescue Moses? Perhaps not. But whether or no, a better stepmother could not have been found. She too realized her father's evil intent and the injustice of his commands. And her rebelliousness against Pharaoh not only saved the baby Moses, but also enabled him to be raised and educated by his birth mother. I do not doubt that she knew to an exactitude the relationship of Yocheved to Moses, and yet she allowed the mother to raise the child. While she is nameless in Exodus, she has become known as Batya, literally, and very well deserved, the daughter of God. Our ancient rabbis teach that she left that she left Egypt with the Israelites and was so righteous that she merited to enter paradise while yet alive. Zipporah, Moses' wife, enters the story at the very end of our parsha, at the end of this parshat Shemot. Like the midwives and Pharaoh's daughter, she is not an Israelite, and yet, like them, She is also courageous as she saves Moses' life and joins with him as he returns to Egypt to rescue his people from slavery. Like Shifra, Pua, Miriam, Yocheved, and Batya, she has the fortitude to spring into action, ensuring the redemption of our people. Over the next weeks, we'll continue to read of Moses and Aaron's courage as they continuously challenge Pharaoh and the evil and injustice that he represents. Yet, as we consider these two heroic figures, it's essential that we also remember these women. These 6, Israelites and Gentiles, stemming from every level of society, from the slave hut to the palace and the Bedouin tent, show leadership qualities, courage, and devotion to life, which were essential building blocks in our liberation from Egypt.